Continues from the Clarion Hotel in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm Kevin McCarthy, along with Commissioner of the Karate International Council of Kickboxing, Frank Babcock.
Well, thanks, Kevin. We have coming up the North American Women's Bantamweight title match with Bridget Reilly, 6-1-0 with 2 knockouts. She'll be going up against a tough fighter, Bonnie Canino from Miami, Florida.
No question, this is the match of the evening. Now, Frank, you had the opportunity a little earlier today before the fights to talk with our fighters. Here's an interview with Bridget Reilly.
I've never personally seen Bonnie fight. I have seen her on tape. She looks really good, real aggressive, real tough. It's going to be a really good fight. I feel like the both of us are very talented women, and it's going to be a lot of action. I know she's gone with the best, and she's gone the distance with the best, and that makes me all the more want to fight her.
Bridget Reilly, the hometown favorite here from the St. Louis area, going against Bonnie Canino. Frank also had the opportunity to speak with her earlier in the day. And here's portions of that interview.
Well, there's only one champion, and I'm going to the top. And I've trained very hard. I had to lose 10 pounds. I've done a lot of work and a lot of practicing inside the gym, and I'm planning to terminate my victim out there in the ring. So I think it should be a real good show. I'm planning to show superior skills and be very aggressive.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is a featured bout scheduled for 9 rounds for the North American Women's Bantamweight Championship. Introducing first, in the blue corner, she's dressed in the black trunks with white trim, weighed in today at 117 pounds even, with a professional record of 14 wins against only 2 losses with no draws, 6 big knockouts, fighting out of Miami, Florida. Kickboxing fans, please welcome Bonnie Canino. And her opponent in the red corner, she's dressed in the red, white, and blue, weighed in today at a trim and ready 118 pounds, with a professional record of 6 wins against only 1 loss with no draws, with 2 big knockouts, fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri. Kickboxing fans, please welcome Bridget Reilly. Scheduled for 9 rounds for the North American Women's Bantamweight Championship. Your referee for this contest, Mr. Chuck Curligan.
Well, there's no question that Bonnie Reilly is the hometown favorite here.
Yeah,
Bridget Reilly.
Bridget, she's a great little girl. Both these girls, I've had tremendous pleasure of being around both of them, seeing them fight a lot, and they are great technicians. This is going to be a war, Kevin.
No question about it, and I'm not even going to say anything about the fringe this time.
Okay. Bonnie has been in the ring against some of the greats all over the world. She's been on tour, and she is a tremendous fighter all the way around. Bridget just came back after a shot at the world title. She had a loss there, and this is really going to be telltale sign as who's going to get the next shot at the world champion.
Bonnie Canino, she looks like she just came out of winning the hard bodies contest. Doesn't appear to be an ounce of fat on her.
No, not at all. She does 500 sit-ups a day, and that just warms her up for the rest of her regimen. She is one great champion and a great girl to be around.
Tell us a little bit about Bridget Reilly, the hometown favorite. What's her background?
Well, Bridget's been trained in the Belleville area by Jim Boucher. We've seen a lot of Jim Boucher's fighters. Little Bridget was a point champion. She used to get out and do the best with all of the fighters. Look at this, great combinations in the corner here. Whoa, a lot of action, both of these fighters. Yeah, Bridget gave a lot of lessons to everybody in the marketplace in point competition, both in forms and in sparring. She went out and won a lot of trophies, and now she's in the ring on the professional circuit in kickboxing, loving every minute of it. Look at her go, look at her go, look at them. Both of them. Bonnie is giving her a lesson right now. And a great turnaround. Turns around and goes after her in the corner. Tremendous.
Excuse me, I don't think so. You belong in here, and turned her right around and took it to her again.
Good combinations from both fighters. Side kicks from Bonnie Canino, roundhouse kicks from Bridget Reilly. Good fighting out. Combinations, right hand, left hand, scoring on Bonnie. Bonnie chasing Bridget, pushing her back to the corner. Bonnie seems to have a little bit more strength, and she's jamming. Oh, good combinations, and they're hitting hard. There's no question about that. Bridget's taken quite a beating here on a couple of them.
And remember, this is only round 1 action you're viewing.
And a lot more to come.
That is the end of round one, and I don't think there's any feeling each other out here. These women came to battle. Let's take a look at some replay action.
In the replay action, a good attempt to the left, just missing Bonnie Canino, and an uppercut coming after Bonnie. Bonnie goes in and trying for a heavy score. Bridget connecting with a left roundhouse kick to the midsection of Bonnie Canino, and this is where she spun her around, threw her into the corner, tried to take control, and then counter on Bonnie Canino.
Well, it certainly stopped the attack of Canino for that point in time.
Additional combinations here in the second position of replay, where Bonnie was just forcing Bridget up against the ropes.
Frank, I've got to tell you, what I've seen from my viewpoint here at ringside, Bonnie Canino has been working on Bridget Reilly's lower abdomen, particularly her left side.
Coming in under the midsection, that's
Yes,
right.
indeed.
Trying to get her to force her to drop her guard. As soon as she drops that guard, she goes high and goes for the head. She's looking for a knockout, and she's looking for it now.
My question is, how long can Bridget Reilly continue to take that?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Bridget is tough. She's been around, and I think she's going to be surprised. She's going to unload and start unloading on Bonnie here. There's a lot of good combinations to come.
Round two underway.
Exciting techniques with that heel kick. That's a hooking heel kick that comes up and just shoots right out in Bonnie's face. Multiple combinations, fighting off the left-hand side, charging in, throwing good combinations up against the rope. Lefts and rights, spinning, hooking heel kick from Bonnie Canino, midsection kick from Bonnie Canino, and a side kick from Bonnie Canino. Bridget fighting into the center section, using her hands, trying to get to the inside, to the body, work that body, come to the inside.
Fighters tied up in the center of the ring. The referee breaks them up, and action begins again.
Bonnie Canino using side kicks, and there's that spinning back fist. Good, another spinning back fist, and it's a slip as Bridget Reilly goes to the mat. Chuck Curligan gets them started again in the center. Bridget scored with a beautiful left as Bonnie was chasing into the inside, trying to score and get in close. There's a good left from Bonnie.
Every time they get tied up, Bonnie Canino goes to work on her lower left side.
Working that low side.
Somewhere in this match, if they don't get knocked out, that's going to have to take its toll, right?
There's no question about that. There should be a warning there on a knee. That was an attempt to the inside. Bonnie's pushing the power, and Bridget's using the techniques, and she's fighting her way out, moving around the ring, trying to protect herself, keeping her guard up most of the time. She's holding her own. Multiple combinations. She did a side kick as an opener and followed it up with those hand techniques. Good combinations in the corner. Bridget is really taking a beating. She'll need to fight her way out.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And she's getting a standing 8 for not being able to respond to the action in the ring.
And that's the end of round two.